Are you guys having problems making creatives that aren't actually converting for your clients' products? Well, here's how you can fix that. So I've checked out 10 brands and there are 4 main points I found. The first one is, when you're doing outreach as a freelance brand scaler, you need to make sure that your clients has good products. If your client doesn't have good products, then the creatives aren't going to convert even if they're the best in the world. Now you might be wondering, what is a good product? A good product is one that stays in the brand's personal niche while still being able to push the boundaries so you can reach into other audiences to get more followers and hopefully more sales. Now a great example of this is When I Reminisce. So here's a brand with really good products. So as you can see, their first really viral product was the current song rotation hoodies. At this point, they didn't really have a niche that they were in, I would say. Obviously streetwear, but besides that, they weren't really in any other niches. So by putting this, I'd say they introduced themselves into the Y2K niche. But then after this, several drops later, they introduced this drop. Now this is not Y2K at all. I don't think, maybe this tee is Y2K. I don't think it is. Maybe you can call it Y2K if you want, but I don't think it is. But so what they really had is more just pure grunge type of clothes, and then also some more athletic wear, and then pure streetwear with this backpack hoodie and more of the zip ups and the long sleeves. So by being able to not stick to only one niche and push your boundaries, you're able to take followers from other people's brands and other people's audiences and introduce them to your brand, which then convert into views, sales, and engagement. And also, that means conversion rate for your creatives. Now, the second main point to having good converting creatives is you need to have good, high-quality photo shoots and product images from your client. These make it way easier to make creatives that, 1, look good, and 2, actually catch people's attention. So a great brand that I think has really good photo shoots would be a brand that I think really just has good product images and lookbooks as a whole is Peace and War. So as you can see right here, they just got a clean lookbook with a clean background, gray cement, clean shoes, clean fits. All you really need to show off your product is a blank background. Obviously, Peace of War is a little bit different because they got 90,000 followers. When most of your guys' clients, I'm assuming that watching this video, most of you guys' clients only have around 5K to 10K followers. But that's just my, those are just my thoughts. But yeah, now you can really just see Peace of War really has mastered the way of just being able to put their stuffs on the floor and just getting really clear photo shoots. Now, a lot of people that I see and a lot of brands that I see, they'll still be able to have the clean background for their pictures, but when they take it, it's horrible lighting. As you can see here, it's pretty good lighting. It's lighting coming in from the side on the left side here, which is really good. All you need is really a subtle light on your pictures and it'll be good. But also that's for your client. Your client should just have a folder shared with you where they put in all the content that you're going to need for the creatives. So then going on to my next point is if your client has consistent uploading. Now, consistent uploading keeps the followers engaged and ready for the next drop, just so then when you drop, there's a little bit more hype built up behind it, and it also just so your brand isn't dead. If your brand's dead and you're uploading once a month, then you're not going to be in the algorithm, and your client's brand just isn't going to be shown to many people. Now, a brand that I think has really good uploading is Roofle. Now, even though their last upload was 2 weeks ago, they're still posted a story today, which is just keeping their viewers on the chase and on engaged with their content. Because as you need to think, as your client's viewer, when you see a clothing brand and you just see them you see them upload a random story, it gets you wondering okay, are they making more clothes? So even though Roofle hasn't uploaded anything for 2 weeks, they're still uploading stories almost on the daily, just being able to keep their viewers engaged in the viewer's mind when it comes time for them to drop their lookbooks and more of their actual content for their drop. Now, my fourth tip for you guys to how you get your creatives to convert more is not running enough ads at the start. No matter how good your creative is, if you're only running one at the start, then it won't do well. It's better to have more ads on a lower budget than one ad on a high budget, because by having lower ads, the whole process of freelance brand scaling and actually running the ads is testing out multiple creatives and multiple ads so you can find which ones work and get rid of the ones that don't work. Otherwise, you're just wasting your clients' money, and then they get unhappy and then they churn you and you're back on the chase for more clients. Now, a brand that I think has really good, just a lot of different ads, even though it might not be Facebook ads, it's still just content and marketing, is Tame Psychotic. Now, as you can see here, it's just they're posting so much. They're posting behind the scenes, and then they're also testing out all of these lookbooks for one drop. So by posting more lookbooks and more just content overall, you're able to just find out more things what work. So just think about it. The actual chance of your creative and ad doing well when you're just making something random, or even when you're just putting out one good creative out, is not very likely. Maybe like 10, 20%. But every time you add another ad, the percent starts stacking on. So instead of one ad is 20%, you do 40%, 60%, 80%, 100%. So say that might not be the exact percentage for everybody, but it's still a good rule of thumb to follow, because say you have 5 creatives. Okay, that's really good. Now, the more creatives you do is a higher chance and a higher percentage that people are actually going to engage with it. So then the algorithm will start showing more of your creatives to more people, and then more people will be buying, and then that'll up your creatives conversion rates, and then your client will be happy, which is what you want. Now, the secret key is the creatives that most people make is they just grab all the product images and just slap it on a plain background. What you need to do is talk to your brand, talk to your client. You need to really understand what type of aesthetic they're in and what type of niche they're in. If you're not, then your client will just end up leaving you because they'll have somebody else who understands their brand better and can make better converting creatives. So by knowing your client's aesthetic and really knowing like what type of identity and what type of niche their brand is in, you can embody it into the creatives with your own professional touch. So then both your client is happy and you are happy. You're still adding your professional touch, so you know that the creatives look good and look professional enough to put on Instagram so people will actually like it. And then your client is happy because you're actually talking to them, asking what they want. So then they feel like they're heard, and then they know that the creative will turn out like they want. And by having that clear like conversation between you and your client, and being able to make a creative that embodies both the professional and more the professional side of that you're familiar with, and then like more the aesthetic and maybe more creative side that your client is familiar with, it'll make the ads just convert way more, instead of you guessing, just slapping on, oh, I don't know what my client wants, but this is what I think will convert, so I'll just put this out there. You can't do that. But yeah, boys, that's all for today's video. I hope that you really liked the points and found them interesting. Also, I hope that you're taking notes so you could really apply this when you're making your own creatives. Let me know if you guys want to see any other types of videos in the comments, like maybe making an actual creative or showing you guys how to run actual ads, or maybe even do outreach. I'd be down to do any of that stuff. But anyways, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Deuces.